What's going on, everybody? It's Saul Sunforge here for Dungeons and Taverns. I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please be safe while you're spending time with your family, and if you drink, don't drive. We want to see you back here and healthy for the new year. This is the second out of 4 videos I'm going to release for you all for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I may get past 4, but I'm going to go ahead and guarantee at least 4. So if you like this type of content, I upload very frequently. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. We got, I think, 165, 170 videos released this year. It's insane. And I want to keep that going for you guys and then increase it. I want to ramp it up even more. So with your help, so if you like my content, man, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. Tell your friends about my channel. Word of mouth advertising is my favorite type of advertising. So if you like what I do and you know somebody else who's like you, let them know and then bring them my way. Thank you so much. Now on with the video. We're going to listen to some Spotify classical copyright free music, and we're going to go ahead and work on this map. See you soon. What's up, everybody? Saul Sunforge here for Dungeons and Taverns. Welcome back for session 7 of our sci-fi map making creation, where I am making a tactical TTRPG tabletop RPG map for you, for mainly for sci-fi. I'm giving sci-fi ideas, steampunk ideas, but I'm trying to give ideas to cover all the genres. So I'm trying to make this map more detailed than my other maps usually are, because it's a continent level map. It's not a world map, so I add more detail to my continent maps. And then if I was to make a map of each of these zones, I would zoom it way in, and then turn that into a map. But we might do that. We'll see what the interest is. If you guys have, if I see that a lot of you are downloading the map at the end of the continent map, I'll go ahead and I'll make you zone maps. I'll include all those, and we'll make all those zone maps on YouTube for you guys to watch, and those will be available for you for free as well. So if that's something you want, just let me know in the comments section, and we'll get it done. All right, so last session we made this little area here, this little necrotic area, or an area with a whole shit ton of radiation in it, and we put all these little sludge pools and these poison pools, and those are kind of just placeholders. I'm going to go ahead and fix that up now and make it more what I envision in my brain versus that which was just a placeholder. So I'll come back with you in the middle of those changes, and then I'll probably end up editing it so you see the end of those changes. So this way we can get more changes in, so this way it doesn't feel like there's filler sessions. Extended map making. We're trying to get it done for you. All right, so I added a bunch of hills in there. I added this pool. Excuse me. I added this pool of acid here. There's a few different pools, and then some sludge and things like that. And you can use those in your campaign as a resource if you want to, or a potential quest location. Perhaps it's an ammunition type or something for some type of futuristic weapon. You can make it anything you want. And like I said in the last session, this zone, you can have all your monsters and your adversaries warped and changed because of the radiation, right? And so if you wanted to, you can make most of them resistant to things like radiation, or resistant to necrotic damage, or the radiation effect gives them a healing over time effect, or it gives them extra appendages. Really, you can go anywhere with it if you have the imagination for it. All right, so we finished placing the hills, and we placed the sludge and things like that. And now, so I feel like these hills here would naturally sort of contain some of that radiation. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the drawing tool for the textures, circle, and we're going to go ahead and make it size 4. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to recolor over the grass on the opposite side of these hills here. So this way it retextures it back to the color of the grass, right? And I actually did kind of sloppily a little bit, but it'll be okay. All right, so then we just retexture. Make sure that the black necrotic ground there doesn't really seep through too much. Maybe just a little touch here and there along the edges, so this way it kind of accentuates it a little bit, like it kind of overlaps a little bit, but like nothing crazy. And there we go. We just kind of spotted it there with a little tiny tinge of black there in the middle of those green sections, and it gives it a little bit of a characteristic to it, a mixture of the grass and the necrotic ground that will not grow grass ever again, or probably at least for a long time, depending on your game world and whatever. All right, so now we're nearly finished with the zone. We went ahead and changed all of that necrotic over here on the other side of these hills to the shade of grass. And then we went ahead and added some of these dead trees into here. We're going to add a few, yellowing trees perhaps, or some alive trees over on this side. And then maybe down here. And then we'll be done with that area and move on to something else for the rest of the video. And then when the players come over here, don't be afraid to play up the weather. You want it to be acid rain. It can even be boiling rain. Complete crazy windstorms. Maybe even some tempests as enemies. If you're playing D&D, you can make elementals. You could do sludge or acid. A whole bunch of basilisks could live here. But I really see this as like a Mad Max type zone. I've been trying to imagine what this area right here is, and the only thing I could really think of would be floodplains. I could also see a sphagnum moss, a different type of swamp environment over here, maybe a bog. Alright, so I decided what I want to make this area over here. I want to make it a prairie pothole marsh. And here's a picture of some of them. This is kind of the idea I had in my head because they're lowlands, they're wetlands. Of course there's a lot of grass involved in there too, but they're pockmarked essentially with little biomes of water here and there. And so that's what we're going to go for. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so we added the pools of water there. Obviously, they're actually small. They would be smaller and more numerous, but we're not trying to show that kind of detail for a continent map. So we're just showing a few, and then of course, whatever the size and how many there are is entirely up to you as the GM, DM, keeper, lore master, what have you. Now, the grass in this place would be rather soggy, and it would be rather rich and fertile, but it would have a lot of plant life and things trapped in there because it doesn't have any drainage. Now, I don't know how old your civilizations or your world is, and so some of these places may be developed, and so you could downplay the natural aspects of the world that I've included, in the sake of urbanization of that area. So we're giving it the darker colored grass. Right now it's at the default size of 100 for the texture, even though we're using a size 3 brush here. The texture size is 100. So let's see what it looks like, and then we might redo it in a thinner texture. It'll make everything a little bit tighter in terms of the lines and things like that in the coloring. So let's see what it looks like here. I should probably just use a bigger brush. Change that blue so this way it's a little bit darker because it's been there for a lot longer, right? So we want to differentiate it from the lakes and the ocean and things. All right, so we did a 50 texture, and I do like that. I want to add some things to this though that would kind of blend into the area so it doesn't look so boxy. That I usually probably wouldn't put on a world map, but or well, a continent scale map. Um, so let's try some things. All right, so I put a bunch of leafy green bushes in there. Um, a lot of vegetation because there's gonna be a lot of animals and things coming down to this biome in order to feed and drink from the water. Or if you prefer, you can have a lot of manufacturing businesses in this area, pumping the area for its resources. It's rich in peat, moss, and sphagnum. And, those things are used for fertilizer. There could be biodiesel, like kelp farms and things like that to get the oil from that. But you can have wolves and hyenas down here, gazelles, giraffes even. All right, and then we'll put one of those traversal tower icons over here, like right about there. Seems pretty cool. So you can have like a city or whatever around there that you want. This way, there's one travel option to get there, and then we might, or we might put it on the farming side. I don't know. Hmm. I want to put a few of them, but this area for sure would only just have like one. But I don't want it too close to the farm because I'm gonna give them one, the farming area. So maybe right here would be cool. Yeah, and then or is that too close? Yeah, yeah, I like that a lot better. And then the farming area over here. These trees are kind of just placeholders. We'll fix them up, at some point. Pardon me. Why is it tilted like that? All right. Okay, cool. So there's one, and you have your farming communities over here, like I said. And this area here, since it's so wet because it's like a lower land, and the water is traveling this way, you could definitely have a lot of rice fields and things like that over there too if you wanted to. That might be overkill for a lot of campaigns. I don't know. It depends on what you focus on. I really don't know. All right, so we're just going to color this entire area. We're not going to get cute with it, you know. So we're gonna fix up some of these things here, and not try to get cute with the different zones and things like that, like I usually would with a fantasy map, because this isn't, you know, this isn't generally a fantasy map. So we're going to keep it consistent with the coloring for the entire zone. Because, you know, I do make, you know, little mini zones, subzones, but there's no reason to get cute with it. Like everything beyond this hill here, up there, and down here would be its own little subzone, because that's like, you know, really, if you traveled it, it's like, you know, a little 4-day stretch of land from there to there. So there could be quite a bit of things in there, but just for ease of use, we'll keep it the same. All right. Well, I'm really loving this darker water here, and the entire zone change being done. I might go and fix up some of these colors and things like that, so this way, you know, the zone is that color, and there isn't like a little subzone areas, with exceptions. This area right here is the exception. This is technically would be a subzone of the mountain regions. And so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. I'm thinking it would be nice to have a rather lush, maybe pine forest there. I'm not exactly sure what would be on these side of the mountains, because it would be rather untouched, right? So if it was fantasy, you could have like barbarian tribes living over there in peace. You could have you know, it could be a trading post through the mountain pass. You know, that could be the area where all the goods start coming in for this side over here, and then from this mountain pass here, the goods go, you know, off to locations east. But I'm not exactly sure. But like I said, with the coloring here, we did that. We fixed up the zone here, and we added the pools of acid and the sludge. We changed it, and we made it kind of lake through here a little bit. Like I said, you could probably, you know, you could use those as a collectible, as a resource for your players. You know, maybe it could be an alchemical ingredient, you know, something they would need for their potions, or, you know, their explosives, or batteries, or, you know, any, you know, really, sky's the limit. Your imagination's the limit. I'm just trying to provide you with some ideas that you may like. Feel free to discard whatever. You know, I don't usually do these sci-fi stuff, so, but I want to. Obviously, I'm, you know, trying to give as many ideas that I would use myself that I know I'm not going to get to if I was to run a sci-fi campaign. And so, yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you so much. Again, Merry Christmas. You know, I appreciate you all. You know, hopefully you're enjoying your families, your time together around the Christmas tree. I know, young ones, I hope you got presents that you wanted. You know, adults, you know, if you're going to drink, please don't drink and drive drunk. It's not worth it, man. For that little bit of fun, it just really isn't. In my area right now, with the wind chill, it's like gusts of 30 below. It's, you know, it's just not worth it with icy conditions and things like that. And, you know, don't risk it. All right. So, with that said, if you like and enjoy this content, go ahead and leave me a subscribe. Leave a comment down below. If you have another suggestion, this map was a viewer suggestion. They wanted me to make it for them, and it was overdue. So hopefully they're still watching, and they can get this map when it's done. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Merry Christmas, and have a Happy New Year if I don't see you.